Hi kids. We are going to continue on with our Adobe style house, and so you're going to grab the drawing that you started I guess 2 weeks ago, and we're going to add some different architectural elements to it. But before you watch this video, make sure you look at the PowerPoint that I put in your materials page, because it will have the PowerPoint that will show you examples of the characteristics that we're going to be putting in today. So one thing that we're going to be drawing today is called a lintel, and it is a rectangular piece of wood usually that goes above doors and windows, and it supports the weight of the adobe bricks that are on top of the door opening or window opening. So in order to draw them, we're going to start with a lintel over this door, and you are going to take your ruler and you're simply going to make this line at the top of the door. You're going to extend it out a little bit like that. Then you're going to make another line going to your left-hand vanishing point like that, and then you are going to do 2 verticals, 1, 2, and that's really all there is to doing a lintel, whether it's over a door or a window. If you were to put it on the right side, like over the window here, you would use the right-hand vanishing point. I'm also going to put a separate second line here, 2 more verticals, to create kind of a door frame, and that makes it look a little bit more finished. So make sure that you practice doing a lintel over your door and maybe over one of the windows if you'd like. Okay, the next thing that we're going to draw is something called a viga. And what a viga is it is basically like a tree trunk that they used to support the weight of the adobe roof. So, and again, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've looked at the PowerPoint, so make sure you do that. So to do the vigas, we are first going to give ourselves 2 guidelines. And they are going to go, we're going to put the viga down here. Now, if your window is kind of up high, you might want to erase it and lower the top of the window so you have room for these vigas here. So what you're going to do is draw 2 guidelines that are going to the vanishing point. And we're going to erase these completely when we're done, so you might want to draw them a little bit lightly. Then you are going to draw like 2, let's say 3 to 4 ellipses that fit right in that, or those in between those guidelines, so that this one is taller than this one, okay? And now I know it's kind of a pain, that's why you want to draw lightly, but we need to erase these guidelines. And the reason we put them there was so that we would know exactly how big each ellipse had to be, going back in space in perspective. Okay, so now to make them look like they're sticking out, we actually have to go to this vanishing point over here. And what you want to do is put your ruler on the vanishing point, rotate your ruler up. As soon as it hits the bottom of the curve, you're going to draw a little line back like that. Now put your ruler on the vanishing point, rotate it down. As soon as it hits the curve, you're going to draw your line. And you're going to do that on each ellipse. So line here, and I'm just going to do all the bottom ones together here. And if your ruler doesn't reach, just aim it as carefully as you can towards the vanishing point. And then we'll do all the tops. So the ruler's touching the vanishing point. I have it touch the top of the curve where it first meets it. You gotta aim it for this one. Okay? And then you're gonna copy this curve back here like this. Oops, I didn't curve that quite enough at the bottom, so I'm gonna curve it a little bit more. So make sure you curve it enough that it really looks like it is rounded. Okay, and then you may need to go back and just kind of clean up those little corners there. All right, and those are the vigas. And then we could always put, like, you know, rings in them to make them look more like there are tree trunks sticking out. So those are the vigas, okay? And then the last thing I want you to try is putting a ladder from one floor to the other, because in the traditional Adobe architecture, they didn't have stairs inside. You'd have to go outside and climb up on a ladder to get to the next floor. So the first ladder we're going to do a couple. I'm going to have you put a ladder to make it look like it's going from this floor up to this floor. And even though it might not be in exactly the right place, I still just want you to have the experience of learning to draw it. Now, the sides of the ladder are not going to be vertical, and they're not going to go to a vanishing point. So they're going to kind of break the rule that I've been teaching you. What you're going to do is you're going to do 2 diagonal parallel lines. So 2 lines that are parallel, going in the same direction, but they're diagonals, okay? Then the rungs, the part of the ladder that you actually climb up on, because the ladder is on the left side of the house, you're going to use the left hand vanishing point. So here's the first rung of my ladder, and then I just keep rotating it down, my ruler, making sure that it's always touching the vanishing point. And there's my ladder. It's pretty simple. Now, if you wanted to give the sides of the ladder a little bit of thickness to make it look a little more substantial, you can definitely do that. So there's my ladder there. Now, I want to show you just how to do a ladder going the opposite way. So even though I don't think you could really like stand up and walk along this edge, we're going to put a ladder here anyway. So if you're doing it on the right hand side, once again you're going to do 2 parallel diagonal lines, and you might have to adjust the height of them. And because this ladder is on the right side, you're going to use the right hand vanishing point for all the rungs. So vanishing point, vanishing point. And it might look weird right now because this is too long, but I'll fix that in a minute. The next vanishing point. And you just keep going, making sure that the ruler is touching the vanishing point. And you just keep rotating it down and drawing the rungs of your ladder in. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit shorter, I think. So I'm going to erase this and shorten that up a little bit. And just like my other one, I'm going to give the sides of the ladder a little bit of thickness so that it looks a little more substantial, like you wouldn't be terrified to climb up it. And there are our ladders. Now, one thing I'd like you to try is try doing a Viga here or here if you have room. You can just do one, but basically if you're just doing one, you don't need a guideline, but you would just put in your ellipse. Because it's on this side, we're going to the opposite vanishing point. So if it's on the left side, we're going to use the right vanishing point. If they were on the right side, we use the left. So once again, I'm going to rotate the ruler. It's going to touch the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw, I'm going to draw a little line down like that. Then I'm going to take and draw a little line going back like this. And then I'm going to copy this curve back in here. And now I have one Viga holding up the roof right there. Okay, so what I need everybody to do, and then take a picture of it and submit it, is you need to do at least one lintel. I would do, 4 or 5 or 6 Vigas. You could, wherever you have room, you could put them. And I want you to try 2 different ladders on different sides of your house. Okay, so give that a try, and next class or the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to do a gate and some cactuses and different organic things in the background, and then you're done and we'll talk about the project. All right, I hope you have fun doing this, and let me know if you have questions.